Hello guys and welcome to Laravel 7 tutorials. So guys, in the previous video we successfully implemented the block create functionality for the user using different route but the same create function that we already implemented for the admin. And guys, in this video we are going to implement something very important, that is multi-auth, that is related to multi-auth. Basically in this video we are going to implement the relationship between the user and the roles. And in this video we are going to create the migration of roles and the pivot table, etc. I just want to let you know, when we create a fresh Laravel project we already have a user related migration. So in this case we already have a user in place and the user migration in place. So in this video we are going to implement the roles table and the role user pivot table. So let's start without further talking. So first of all I will move to git bash, and first of all I am going to create the model that is related to role. So let's do that. Okay, php artisan make. As you can see, I have already accessed my project directory and folder. So what I'm going to do is php artisan make model, and without a migration, because I just want to show you that we can do this similar functionality like creating the model and the migration with the separate command as well. Okay, so this time I'm going to just make a model of role. Make model role, that's it. Now our model is created. Let me show you app, and right here you can see. Okay, so now I'm going to create the migration that is related to this role model. So let's do that. php artisan make migration, and the migration name would be, and this time I'm going to show you a shorter version of the command without using the -- create and the -- or -- table flags. So this time we are going to use php artisan make migrate create roles. Remember that we need to define the row model name in plural. Create roles table underscore. That's it. So now our migration is created. Let's move to database migration, and right here you can see. So let's try to create the field that will be related to this role model, migration. So let's move there. Sorry guys, yeah, I was just checking on the git bash. So let's create the field that we are going to use, and in this case we only need one field that would be related to name. So string name, that's it. Now because we are going to use the eloquent ORM for the create, read, update, delete functionalities, so what we need to do is we need to define this property as a fillable property in the model. So let's move to app and role model right here, and I'm going to define protected $fillable, and I want these fields to be fillable. In this case name, that's it. Okay guys, so it's done. Now what we can do is we can just simply run our migration. php artisan migrate. Okay guys, now let's move to Google, and I'm not going to access, basically we don't need to access the project and it's already not running. So in this case I just want to show you the database. So let's move to blogging, and this blog related database, I'm using this for the Hindi and Urdu lectures. So let's move to blogs, and now we have a new table that is roles right here, and let's see the fields right here, name. So this one is working perfectly fine, and we have successfully implemented a new model and the migration. Now the next step is to create the pivot table of, basically in this case pivot table is going to represent the relationship of roles and user. So let's create, and if you guys know how to create a pivot table, just take a recap or just take a guess and try it on your own. If not, we can proceed right here. Okay, so let's create a pivot table. php artisan make migration, okay, and create Now how are we going to create a pivot table? Remember that guys, I have already told you in the previous lecture multiple times that let's say whenever you are going to create a pivot table, what you need to do is you need to write the table's name in the singular format, and you need to follow the alphabetical order. So in this case we are going to implement the relation between roles and user. So what you can do is arrange them in alphabetical order. So in that case role, basically R comes first, then U. So what we are going to do is create role, and it should be singular, so I am going to write role, just role, not roles. Okay, as you can see it's written roles right here, but we are going to, since we are creating a pivot table, we need to follow the Laravel convention, and it says you need to write the table names in singular format, and it should be in alphabetical order. Create role underscore user underscore table. That's it. I don't need to pass the flags. It is going to work perfectly fine. Okay guys, so now this migration is also created. So let's move, and in this time I'm going to move to database and create role user right here. Now let's assign the foreign key. Since it is a pivot table, we need to assign the foreign key. In this case the user table primary key and the roles table primary key. So let's define that. $table unsigned big integer, and the name would be, the field name would be user underscore ID. Okay, so let's copy this, and I'm going to paste it right here once again, and this time it should be role underscore ID. Okay, I'm just checking for the spelling mistake. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so these are the foreign key. Now we need to define right here that these fields are foreign key. Basically these are the primary key of another table, and this ID right here is the primary key of this role user, basically the pivot table. Okay, so let's define and tell Laravel that we are using these as a foreign. Okay, so $table, and it should be foreign, and in this case user underscore ID, which references ID on the table name, in this case users, on delete cascade. That's it guys. Now let's copy this once again. Okay, right here, and let's make some changes. This time I'm going to refer to roles table, and this should be role ID. That's it guys. Now let's try to migrate, and let's see if we have any sort of error. PHP artisan migrate. Okay, so I think I misspelled something. Yeah, okay, let's correct it. Unsigned big integer. That's it. Nope, I don't think so. It's right. Once again, integer. Let's try it once again. Okay, so I'm doing a mistake. Let me see, maybe here foreign on delete cascade. Oh yeah, right here guys, sorry for this silly mistake. On, and this should be on. Sorry guys. Now we can run migration, and now you can see the migration has run successfully. Now let's see the migration right here. Refresh. Okay, and role user right here. So now is the time that we test a relationship, but first we need to do is we need to create one. So in this case the relationship between the user and the role is going to be many to many. Why? Because in the user type of entity we are going to have multiple roles. For example, admin and basic user, And most of the people are asking me again and again that how can we redirect or create multiple roles. So this is how we create multiple roles of specific user. So in this case, you can take user as an entity, and this entity can have multiple roles. Either it is going to be a teacher, student, admin, whatever you like. Okay, so let's implement the relationship, and for that I will move to Sublime once again, and this time I'm going to move to role.php. So let's define a relationship right here. So in this case, public function, and the relationship with is users, and it is a plural relationship, basically the many to many. So I'm going to assign the name in plural, and let's move right here. Return $this belongs to many, and app slash, and in this case I want to hit user model. That's it, guys. Now we are going to do the same in the user model, because we need to define the forward relation. This is the inverse. Okay, so let's move right here, and let's put a comment right here. User role, public function roles, once again plural name, return. We have already discussed all these in great detail, guys, so I hope you guys remember that. This, if not, please recap the video. Okay, so return $this belongs to many, and this time I'm going to hit the role model. That's it, guys. So let's put a comment right here as well, and here it should say role of a specific user. Okay, that's it. Now let's move, and now is the time that we create basically to test a relationship. We must have something in the database, and in this case I'm just going to create some random data using the local phpMyAdmin, because in this case we don't have any sort of functionality up till now. In the later part, once the middleware is implemented, we are going to create the admin using the seeder. Okay, so let me tell you about the concept, like how and why are we going to create our admin users using seeder. Let's say, guys, because in this case we don't have any sort of form for the admin to get sign in or sign up. So what we are going to do is, this is what we do usually. Okay, just keep that in mind. Okay, so in these cases we don't have user related sign up form. So how are we going to create one? So it's simple, guys. Using a seeder, we define our user, that is going to be admin. We assign him the ID and the password, and all we need to do is just run the seeder file using git bash, and our specific user that is related to admin is created in the user table. Now let's say if your website is complete and now you are moving from localhost to the live environment, what you need to do is, once you move to live environment, what you need to do using git bash, just run the simple seeder command. Basically how are we going to run the seeder command? Just using the git bash, simply running the command php artisan and run seeder, etc. So this is how we run the seeder command. And let's say now we move to live environment, all we need to do is using git bash, just enter one command, and that's it. Our admin user is created in the live environment. Okay, sorry for my bad English, guys, once again. Okay, I'm not used to speaking in English, but yeah, I'm trying to. Okay, so in order to test a relationship, what we need to do is, first we need to create some roles. So let's create something. So in users, I think I have some users. Yeah, we have two types of user. Now I will move to roles, and I'm going to create two roles just to test a relationship. And in this case it should be, let's say, sorry guys, yeah, right here I need to create, let's say, admin. Okay, and here I'm going to assign just a basic user for now. That's it. Let's go. Okay, roles, check the roles. Yeah, roles are created successfully. Now what we need to do is we need to map the role and the user. So let's do that. Insert in the role and user. So first user, I am assigning myself as the role of admin right here, and let's assign this test user a basic user role. That's it. Go. Okay guys, so everything is aligned, and now what we can do is we can simply run our project and test our relationship. So let's do that. PHP artisan make, sorry, not make, so sorry for the silly mistakes guys, 127 right here. Now let's create a testing route, and for that I will move to web.php. Okay guys, right here I need to use the app role. That's it, nice and shining. Let's create a testing route, role, sorry, route get, and it should be, let's say, user role. And right here, let's say it is going to be a closure function. First we need to find the user, $user. We have already done this multiple times in the same project guys, so I hope you guys have the idea what am I doing right here. Okay, let's ddr user if we are able to find it or not. Okay, let's hit this user role route / user role. Okay, so now we are able to find our user, as you can see right here. Now it's time to get this specific user related role. So how are we going to do that? Since we are using many-to-many relationship, how are we going to get the user related role? We need to use for each, as simple as that. So let's use the for each $user, and here I am going to use the method that I just created in the users model right here. Let me show you this one, roles. Okay, roles as role, and I want to get the, let's say, echo the user role is, and let's concatenate the role name. That's it. This is what we have in the database right here. Let me show you this guys. Okay, so let's refresh. Okay, so the user role is 1. I'm finding the user 1 right here, and you can see this user 1 right here has role 1, which is admin. Okay, so I think everything is clear right now. Now what we can do is we can check the inverse relationship, since the forward relationship is working perfectly fine. So I'm just going to make some small changes right here. Role, this time I need to find the role, and I want to get a specific role related username. Okay, okay, so right here let's do role users. Okay, and now this time I'm using this method from this role model right. Okay, okay guys, user, and now let's change the role has username, specific username. That's it guys. Sorry, right here. Okay, so the role has username. Tosif, that's it guys. So this is how we are we can basically find a specific role related username. Let's say if I want to check a username of a specific role with the specific ID, we can do that, since we have already tested it in the front way, so in the forward way and the reverse order as well. So it is working perfectly fine. And in the next video guys, we are going to implement the middleware so we can redirect our user to different dashboard, so that we can make progress on user and admin dashboard panels. So I hope guys everything is clear. It was really simple, just the many-to-many relationship between the user and the roles, and that's it. And in the later videos, maybe in the next video after implementing the middleware, we are going to implement the seeder as well. So let's see. Okay guys, so that's it from this video, and I hope you guys like this video. If you liked it, please like, subscribe and share. Thank you. Take care. And yes guys, be ready. Okay, take care.